was a time when I thought, if I have to practice every single day, otherwise everything will start to deteriorate and I will be forever stuck in no man's land. I wondered constantly, every time I took a break from playing, is this going to detrimentally affect my overall progress? It's been over 2 weeks since I last played anything on the violin, and I do feel a certain level of discomfort and apprehension when I opened my case today. I had this irrational thought that I'm not making any progress and that practicing is somehow going to hurt my fingers. I don't know why I think that, but as it turns out, going back into practicing again is never as hard as I think it's going to be. By the way, this is what I did first thing today. I reapplied some peg paste because I remember last time I practiced, they were starting to creak. This one is from Hills. I highly recommend it if you have hard to turn pegs, but if you don't have this at home, you can use any old graphite pencil and it'll do the same trick. So going back to what I was talking about, if you feel terrible for not being able to practice at any length of time, you're not alone. I think that as adults, we have a lot of things going on in our lives, and I think it's so important not to feel too bad if you haven't been able to practice for a while, or if you need to take a break from playing. I think it's completely normal and it happens more than people think. I know I've taken many breaks over the past 7.5 years since I started learning, and I want you to know that from experience, plateaus are going to happen regardless of whether you take a break or not. And I truly believe that when you learn something so deeply, it stays with you no matter how long of a break you take. And when you understand something to its core level, it's hard to take that away. I want to briefly talk about my current practice routine, or lack thereof, because I think that having less time to practice surprisingly can make people more of an efficient practicer. I think that when you're short on time, you generally do things more quickly and there's no time to overthink things, which is always a good thing, especially if you're an overthinker like me. Sometimes you just have to lower the bar, remove any expectations, and just go for it and have fun playing. There will be some discomfort. I'm not saying that there won't be, but everything, and I mean everything, can be built back up again. So here's what I typically do after a break. I jump straight into the piece that I want to study, no dawdling. I get into this mode of getting the work done. I think the guilt of not being able to practice can create this feeling of urgency because of lost time. And so I just go at it with a specific focus on rhythm. These days, counting is so important to me, and I want to make sure that I'm playing the correct rhythms because I think that this will speed up the learning process more quickly. Then what I do is I just read through the piece from start to finish, then work in sections, basically just play the dots that I see on the page. You'll notice I didn't mention scales practice because it's just not what I like to do after taking a break. Or to be honest, ever. I do struggle with it a lot. What I tend to do along with trying new repertoires is to go back to old ones to see how well I can read them. And I usually read from Bach's solo violin. You guys will know I'm a big fan. And if there's anything constant in my practice, this would be it, playing Bach. So you see, my practice is very much repertoire focused because I really enjoy working in this way. But everyone's different, and if scales are your thing, then I'm very, very jealous. I wish I had the same determination to practice them, but it is what it is. I think that when they become important enough for me, then I will make the time to properly learn them. Now here's a little peek into my practice today. I tried this piece last month to help out a friend, and I really liked it so much that I want to play it again today. Did it record my practice or do I have to do it again?